guys, my name is Jaleesa and I have Tourette syndrome. That's why I'm making all the funny noises. It's a neurological condition that causes you to make movements and noises that you can't control called tics. I actually wasn't going to film today, but and sorry, the wind today is worse than it has been in all of my previous videos. It's just been increasing and increasing. But I'm gonna go home soon where there hopefully won't be as much wind and more places to film. But today I really wanted to talk about I Drank the Seawater's latest video about tic attacks. It's sort of like a video response. I wish YouTube still had video responses. But I just sort of wanted to talk about sort of my experience with tic attacks and my experience with the doctors and tic attacks. Fuck off, and the general fuck off. The general public as well. Cats. By the way, in case you haven't noticed, I think I forgot to mention this. I also do have coprolalia, which are swearing tics. Only 10% of people have them. But if you're bothered by swearing, I really can't do anything about it. So that's that. But as for my experiences, if you don't know what a tic attack is, I'm going to link the study that I Drank the Seawater mentioned, along with her video, that has the definition of tic attacks in it. But for me, banana, people passing by, sorry, I get distracted really easily. For me, they can leave me pretty much on the floor, convulsing. They get really violent. My body sort of like, it folds in and out and contorts. I tense a lot of muscles. I have a lot of muscle tensing tics anyways, but they're a lot worse during a tic attack. And I can't talk because I personally get a stuttering tic, or it's very hard for me to talk. Like if I were to talk, and that's what it sounds like. So it's very hard to communicate, and yeah, you can't do anything really, and a lot of times my friends needed to support me if I was out in church. That's pretty much the only place I went when I had really bad tic attacks, because it was the only place I knew that I'd be supported and safe, because my friends who knew what to do were there. And by the way, if any of my friends find these videos, I haven't really told anyone about them yet because I want them to grow naturally instead of just in my friend group. But if you ever find these and see this, thank you so much for helping me and supporting me in those days, because I wouldn't have made it through this without you. But that's another video. Wow, I'm being interrupted a lot. But I also wanted to talk about how doctors respond to tic attacks and generally other symptoms that they haven't seen before or they don't know about. For me, when I first went in for tic attacks, I went in 3 nights in a row and to the ER, and they couldn't find anything wrong with me, and the tic attacks would eventually stop until the night after. They would start again. Don't know why. But on the 3rd or 4th night, I can't really remember, the doctor who had seen me the other nights came in and told me that basically that I needed to stop wasting their time because fuck chips, there was nothing wrong with me. In the ER, in the ER, there were people who were dying and really sick and really injured, and yeah, there were, but I needed a lot of help too. So that really wasn't helpful, especially because when they first started, I didn't know I had Tourette's. I had a lot of signs that should have tipped me off that was what was going on, but I was in a bit of denial. So, and I didn't connect the tic-tacs to the rest of my tics because I hadn't experienced it that severely yet. I was sort of moderate, but not banana. I was still on the mild side. Fuck chips. Anyways, so that has happened. I've had a doctor when I first was going in to actually get diagnosed with Tourette's. I had a tic-tac on his table. I fell off and hit my head, Bridget, and I was convulsing and twitching on the floor. And as I was doing that, I look up chips in the tic-tac, and I get, of course I'm still aware, so I can still see and hear him. And he's gesturing to me and talking to my mom and grandpa who are there, saying, "This is a call for help," in that dramatic voice as well, which was really insulting. Luckily back then I had a tic where I said "you suck," and that started, and I was like, well, if you're gonna believe this is all voluntary, then you kind of have to believe that you suck. So, but yeah, those are my experiences. I really wish that there was more education. Maybe not. I mean, I wish there was more education on Tourette's, yes, obviously, but I wish there was also more education on for doctors to deal with things that they don't know about, with symptoms that they don't know about, especially if it's like neurological, because then like obviously with my tic-tacs, my Tourette's, you can't see Tourette's anywhere, you can't test it. Fuck chips. Excuse me. Gosh, now you can't test it, you can't see it, so a lot of doctors, I think, suspected that I was faking. Not all of them said it. Some of them act like it sometimes, some of them thought it was kind of weird. There was a huge debate when I was getting diagnosed whether it was neurological or psychological. Was completely pointless, but yeah, it is neurological. I've had tics since I was a kid, even though they did get worse in adulthood. And there's just a lot of experiences I've had where doctors haven't handled things right, and I want that to change. I'm not sure what to do about it, but I figured I could share my experience, and maybe others could relate. Maybe a doctor will see it one day and change the way they do things. But I think that's all I've got to say. Sorry about the wind and the rambliness. It went on a bit longer than I wanted it to, but I thought it was important to say. Bridget, Banana, please like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. There should be more soon. Hopefully in a less windy place. And comment if you have any questions. Comments if I want to hear your experience with doctors, if you've had the same thing. And I know a lot of you have. Please don't be shy. Put them in the comments. I love talking with you guys. And that's it for today. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.